Hey guys, Jsnow, another deck profile for you. Another deck profile. Actually, first deck profile for you guys. So this Hunter deck right now is 7-0 at the moment. I mean, I did win a bunch of games before, but right now all I can remember is 7-0 at the moment. So I did the 5 for the daily and 2 for this video, 2 duels for this video. So what do you call it? This deck is basically meant, it's a Hunter Swarm deck. You're going to be swarming low-level minions to go for game, and you want to win. You want to win really fast, or you want to lose really fast. So this deck is all about gold grinding. If you don't feel like paying for cards, this is one of the faster decks that you can use if you want to grind that gold. And it is a pretty solid deck overall anyway. Its only weakness is AoE decks, so any mages or hellfires from warlocks will pretty much almost shut down your deck unless you learn to play around it. So you really gotta know your other classes when dealing with AoE decks, just so you can play. You know when to play cards, when not to play cards, to avoid any huge AoE destruction. So now let's get into the cards. So the first card is 2 trackings. This card is amazing. You look at the top 3 cards of your deck and you pick one that you need. So this is basically a search. You search your deck for one card you really need to add it to your hand. The other 2 get discarded and removed from the game. But the best part about that is that's not actually a loss if you think about it, because the 2 cards getting discarded means your deck is now even smaller, so you can actually draw cards that you need earlier. So you have a better chance of drawing cards you actually need by discarding 2 cards. So that's why I run 2 tracking. Unleash the Hounds. This is getting a nerf pretty soon, I think, but this is an amazing card. Basically, this is a game-winning card. You give your beast +1 attack and charge, so pretty much you can just summon a bunch of beasts on the field during your turn, and then bam, unleash the Hounds, and then destroy the enemy for game. I mean, this card's amazing. Eventually you're going to get nerfed, I think, but I'm only running 1 at the moment. You could run 2, but it depends. And this is a card that you will have to get with Dust. So basically, your first couple of booster packs, you can get the Dust to make this card pretty quickly, or you may be able to pull in a booster pack, so it's not a hard card to get. Stone Tusk Boar. It's a 1 mana cost charge card. This is basically meant to be used with with Starving Buzzard. That when you summon a beast, you draw a card. So basically, you want to use the Buzzard and then Stone Tusk Boar for extra draw power, and that's pretty much really the only use of this card. I mean, early game, I guess you get a instant charge on the board, but that's pretty much the use of that card. Timberwolf. Your other beasts have +1 attack. This is an awesome card. I run 2. Pretty self-explanatory. Explosive Trap. This is the god of all cards in the Hunter deck. I love this card. It's just watching your opponent's minions just be decimated from the board is just a great feeling. It's just great. So this card is a common card, so just for a little bit of dust you can get it. I definitely recommend you get it right away, because when basically you can just set your opponent up, and if he's swarming like with Murlocs or any low health minions, they attack directly. You just see their field get wiped out. It's amazing. So I run 2 of those, and that definitely saved my ass tons of times. Bloodfen Raptor, just a simple 2 mana cost 3/2 beast. Ironbeak Owl is awesome because it's a beast and it's a low cost silence. So if your opponent summons a massive card on the board, all enchanted and buff, pretty much you just play this little owl for 2 mana cost and you silence that minion. And since it's a beast, it gains effects from the wolves. Knife Juggler. This is Knife Juggler. It's a rare card. It does cost about 100 dust. It's kind of an optional card. I like it in this deck only because I'm swarming with low-level beasts, so I can get about like 3 beasts. I can summon about 3 characters a turn, so I can actually get this effect that deals 1 damage to a random enemy minion off a couple of times. So it's pretty much an optional card. If you don't have this card and you don't want to get it, then replace it with 2 Novus Engineers for draw power. So replace it with another Novus Engineer or a different card that I'll talk about later. River Crocodile, simple 2 mana cost card. Starving Buzzard, the bread and butter of the deck. Basically what you want to do with this is not play it first turn. That's the thing, I see a lot of hunters make a mistake of playing this like their first turn and then it gets destroyed immediately. You don't want to play this card unless you could summon another beast with it. So avoid playing this card at all costs unless you have another beast to play with it. So of course run 2 because this is your draw power engine. Animal Companion. This card is amazing because it can summon either a 4/4 Taunt, a 2/4 with a buffing power that gives all other minions you have +1 attack, or a 4/2 Charge. So it's an awesome, amazing card. Usually I go for the 4/4 Taunt. It is random, but when you get that Taunt on the board, plus some wolves and other buffs, it's amazing. So I run 2 of those. 1 Kill Command, because this can get rid of any huge monsters really quickly if you have a minion on the board. 2 Iron Fur Grizzlies. It's not the best card to be running, but it's a 3 mana cost taunt, and it's a beast, so it benefits from the other cards. Jungle Panther, it's a common card. This card I'm debating about getting rid of. I just don't know for what. It might be for the Alpha Wolf if I disenchant for an Alpha Wolf. But this card's pretty basic. I mean, it has stealth, so it doesn't get destroyed immediately, and you can buff it. Pretty much up to you if you want to run that. 2 Raid Leaders for that +1 attack. Silverback Patriarch, another kind of iffy card, but it's a taunt and it's a beast, so I run it. Wolf Rider, sometimes you need to actually kill something really quick, so Wolf Rider is awesome for getting that 3 attack quick charge out, which you might need in a situation. Multi-shot, so if your opponent has 2 minions on the board, you deal 3 damage to both of them. This card comes up sometimes when there's a bunch of minions on the field, so it's a pretty awesome card, so I just run 1. I mean, that's another card where you might want to exchange it for something else. It depends, it's really up to you. Houndmaster, I run 1. You could run 2. I think 2 might be a little bit cloggy, but I run 1 Houndmaster. This gives your friendly beast +2/+2 and taunt. So it's pretty awesome to get on another card, especially on Tundra Rhino, which gives other beasts charge. So basically I would make Tundra Rhino a 4/6, and it gives everybody charge. So there's a lot of good combos you can use with Houndmaster. And Frostwolf Warrior is another iffy card. It's good against Priest, because if you don't give the buff, it becomes a 4/4, and Priest can't automatically kill it with all their Shadow Word spells. So that's pretty good against Priest. Otherwise, if you have a bunch of minions swarming the field, you basically you can get this card to a pretty good amount of attack power. And then the last card, Tundra Rhino. So this card you want to play first. So usually I play this card first, wait a turn. Usually the opponent doesn't destroy it because they notice most opponents see the low attack. And so you want to play this first, and then if it survives the second turn, you can just summon a whole bunch of beasts and they'll have charge. You can attack directly. It's pretty awesome. So I run 2 Tundra Rhinos. So that's it for the deck. So basically your goal with this deck is it wins usually between the 6th and 8th round of a turn. Sometimes you might get like a game 5 win. So it's all about just winning really quick or losing really quick so you can start farming up the gold. But it wins pretty often due to Unleash the Hounds and the Wolves. So I have, what do you call it, now onto the cards that you could swap with. Now I just want to talk about 2 cards that I don't have but could probably work in this deck. So Scavenging Hyena, it's a low cost 2 mana cost card. When it dies, friendly beast gains a friendly beast dies, it gains +2/+1, so that's a pretty awesome card. And it only costs about 40 dust, so that's pretty much near nothing. And the next card is Young Dragonhawk. Now this could be used with Unleash the Hounds. Pretty awesome. Some guy destroyed me with this card, because if you play 2 of these and Unleash the Hounds and give it some other buffs from the young wolves and the other wolves that give buffs, you can pretty much attack twice with this card and deal a ton of damage. This is definitely a recommended card, Young Dragonhawk. And once again, low disenchant cost. And the last card is Direwolf Alpha, which I probably should make, but I'm thinking I'm going to draw it from a booster pack somehow, so I just don't want to waste the dust for some reason. But this card is amazing in the beast deck because it gives adjacent minions +1/+1, and this card also has 2 health, unlike the other wolf that only has 1 health. So it's an awesome card to trade in for any of the cards I showed you from before. So that's pretty much it. Alright, so now here we're just going to do a quick duel, show an example of this deck. So basically you don't want to start with anything too huge, so I'm going to drop these 3 cards as they're high mana cost and nothing I need. Basically you want to get a Starving Buzzard and Animal Companion, which is absolutely awesome for what I need. And I also have the coin so I can summon a bunch of minions. So let's see what he does. So he's going to play a Voidwalker with Taunt and end his turn there. Alright, so usually for the first turn, you don't really want to sacrifice any minions. So I don't really want to sacrifice my Timberwolf or anything, so I'm just going to end the turn and take any damage that he might do. Alright, so now he's playing a Succubus, which is a pretty good card to get out early in the game as it's a 4/3, so that could be a problem. And now we have enough room to actually get a draw. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Starving Buzzard, I'm going to play the coin, get out a Timberwolf, and the other beasts get 1 attack. Now these 2 are going to die, but I get that extra draw power, which is necessary. Then next turn I'll go for Animal Companion, summon a random companion, and hopefully I get the bear. If I get the bear, then I'll be in a good position. So right now he's going to do more coil to destroy my wolf and draw a card, and my buzzard lowered to 2/2. Alright, then he plays Soulfire to deal 4 damage and to start a random card, so this guy is actually going pretty much all in as far as this, and then he's going to life tap to draw a card. So this is pretty troubling. So this shouldn't happen too early in the game, but I'm going to go for Animal Companion. So this should give me Misha. Let's see what we get. And no, we have gotten Liok. So that's the only, I guess, downside you could say, but we're still not out of the game yet, as I do have Unleash the Hound, so if I can survive a couple of turns, I can summon a bunch of minions to attack. Alright, so now he has a summoning portal on the board, so that's not good, as that gives everybody extra power. And what I could do is, I can actually take Hound Master and give him a 2/2 plus Taunt, which I might actually do. We'll have to see. Otherwise I could, I'm going to do Hound Master and give him a 2/2. So it becomes a 4/6. I'll hit his Void Walker, and then a Succubus is going to have to attack my minion, and it has 5 health, so it won't go down too easily. But what I really want to get rid of is the Summoning Portal. Like, that's a no-no. It locks in Summoning Portals. Do not leave that up on the board, because that allows him to get tons of free plays really quickly. And he's going to play... Alright, so he's going to play Dalaran Mage for basically 1 cost, and a Doom Guard for 3 costs. So that's the disadvantage of leaving Summoning Portal up on the board. So he has a pretty big demon on the board, and we're in a tight situation. So he's going to clear my field, and now I got to get rid of all of these minions. So let's see what we can do. So right now I can do Wolf Rider and charge into his demon, and then I'll just do a steady shot. So he's going to draw a card. He's probably going to use Life Tap. I'm assuming he could play whatever cards in his hand, because there's things on the board. Alright, so he's going to Life Tap and play another Dalaran Mage, so he's probably going for Hellfire, big spell, and he just attacks with one Dalaran Mage. Alright, so here we have something that we can use, so I'm going to place a Tundra Rhino. I'm just going to leave it with that, and then I'm going to have it attack the Summoning Portal. And wait to see what he does next. Another thing with the Hunters is you want to watch your health, because you basically have no way of gaining health, so your health is pretty important when it comes to that. So he just summoned a Blood Imp to give his minions +1 health. I really gotta get rid of that Summoning Portal next turn. Unless he has a spell card, he can't kill my Tundra Rhino, and then I'll be able to summon a bunch of beasts with charge, so that's pretty awesome. And it looks like he's probably gonna play a spell. So what does he have for me? Come on. Yeah, you wonder. I wonder too. It's a wonderful world out there. Alright, come on. And he's just gonna flash this card in front of me. Alright, so it ends up he took forever to take his turn, and he used Hellfire last turn, which destroyed all the minions on the field, which is actually good, because now I'm at a huge advantage. So I'm gonna play Tundra Rhino, one from Raptor, and these both have charge. I'm gonna attack him. And now his health is pretty low. I mean, we'll see what I have to pull, but that was really a big mistake by him, because he had field advantage, and he decided to use that Hellfire, which now just completely screwed him over. So he's going to play a Dread Infernal, where everybody's going to take 1 damage. This is actually going to be a game right here, I think. So here's the combo: Animal Companion. We got Misha, so that's pretty awesome. I'm going to summon Ironbeak Owl. I'll just silence him, even though he doesn't really do anything. Then Unleash the Hounds, which is the kill card. Give everybody +1 direct attack. And it's good game from there. Bam. So that was kind of the worst case scenario as far as length, because you could see we're 8 mana gems into the game. You could actually win before that, but otherwise that was a pretty awesome finish. So you can see how Unleash the Hounds is pretty OP. If it wasn't for that card, I probably wouldn't have been able to win that quickly, but it's going to get nerfed, I think, so hopefully it doesn't get nerfed too bad. Alright, so now we have another duel, and I'm going to try to make this one quicker than the other one, which went to 8 rounds. And we're going to drop the 5 cost and the 4 cost, because there's pretty much no need having them. And we do have a Starving Buzzard for draw power, so that's pretty awesome. And we have Wolf Rider, Timberwolf, and Starving Buzzard. So that's a pretty good hand, and the Hound Master. So I'm not going to play a card, because I don't want to sacrifice my Wolf automatically. That's what you want to avoid, trying to play a Beast on your first turn, as there's really almost no benefit to it, as it will get killed, especially with these low health minions. And he's going to play the coin, so he's got a Void Walker and a Imp on the field first turn. So now we have, 2. So I'm actually going to play River Crocodilus first, just to get some field presence. I mean, usually I would use Steady Shot, but I wanted to get a minion out on the board, since none of these minions can actually kill my Crocodile. And looks like he's going for Swarm, so If we can pull a explosive trap, that would be absolutely awesome. Because that will wipe out his field. Alright, so it's my turn. He attacked once with the Voidwalker. So right now, I could do Starving Buzzard plus, Timberwolf. I kind of want to get rid of the field though. So I'm not really sure. I mean, I could do that. Or I could put the taunt on the board. Because that's the thing. These two are going to get wiped out immediately. But you know, I'll go for it. So I'm going to do Starving Buzzard, Timberwolf, which gets me to draw, which draws a Tundra Rhino, and I'm going to have my Crocodile attack him for 1. I'm going to end my turn. So my field is most likely going to be cleared. It'll be amazing if he attacks me directly. That would be so good. But of course that's not going to happen. So he's going to trade off there. And what's his next move? I'm assuming he's probably going to life tap. He's probably deciding which minions to sacrifice on my Starving Buzzard. Alright, so he played a Dalaran Wizard, and then he traded off a Murloc for my, Starving Buzzard, and then he attacked me once. Now, here's Tracking, so this is an awesome card. So I'm going to play Tracking to see what I get. So basically this mills out your deck to get cards quicker, and that's why I love this card. You get to pick one. I mean, two do get discarded from the game, but you actually get to draw into cards that you actually need even quicker, which is another awesome thing about this deck. And now we got actually the best card we can possibly draw. So we're gonna put down an Explosive Trap. I will attack his Voidwalker just to get. Actually, I probably should have just left it there. That was a misplay. I probably should have just left it there to see if he would attack me directly. So I'm gonna destroy only 2 minions. So he's gonna actually attack with my Crocodile, and then he should attack directly with one of his minions. So we'll see what happens. And next turn I have option of a charge. Or a taunt. So I'm probably gonna place the taunt on the board. So, come on, Murloc. Yeah, do it. Yes. And Explosive Trap goes off. So, as you can see, almost cleared the field. That Dalaran Mage has so much HP. So, that was pretty awesome. So, next turn I'm going to draw him and get an Ironbeak Owl. So, I'm actually going to save that. What I'm going to do right now, actually, is I'm going to place Tundra Rhino. Because he can charge immediately, so I can destroy that just in case he has any high-powered spells. I'm going to end the turn. So right now he has 5 mana cost in his hand. Let's see what he plays. So Motion Warden. Ah man, I hate that card just because it has so much HP. It's like damn. And I think that's a Shadow Bolt coming up. Is that a Shadow Bolt? It seems to be easy. Alright, he's reluctant to play whatever that is. Actually, he only has 1 cost. Yeah, he only has 1 mana. So what could he possibly play? Alright, so I'm actually probably. Alright, so it's my turn. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to get rid of this altogether, so Ironbeak Owl coming into action to silence the minions. So now it's basically just a high HP 1 attack monster, so I'm pretty much just going to avoid it completely. And I'm going to summon Houndmaster to give my, give my charge, my Tundra Rhino +2/+2, and now he has Taunt and Charge. So that's pretty awesome, but then again, this Warlock might have Hellfire, so this is one of those decks where the AoE is going to come eventually, so we'll just have to see what happens. Otherwise, I have pretty good amount of minions on the field, so he's going to use Mortal Coil to draw 1 card. That's a pretty good move. And then he has 5 mana. He could use Hellfire. We'll see what happens. Right, so he's going to play Shadow Bolt on the Tundra Rhino, which is going to reduce it to a 4/2. And then he's going to play another card on the Wolfmaster? A 2 cost. So what's with a 2 cost? Oh, he's going to destroy the Rhino. Hopefully he doesn't destroy the Rhino. If he doesn't destroy the Rhino, that would be great. That'd be great. And he does Demon Fire, which destroys the Rhino. Alright, so he went for it, and then he's going for Soul Fire, which destroys another minion and discards the card. So he basically decided to clear my field with that. So this is going to be another game where it's going to go to late game, but I think I have a pretty good advantage right here. So I'm going to play Ironfur Grizzly and Wolf Rider. I'm just going to charge him for 1 hit because I don't want to play into his Hellfire. Because I know eventually he's going to get it, but I might be able just to lower his health just enough so he can't life tap. So right now he puts Sense Demons. Put 2 random demons from your deck into your hand. That's not good. So I'm assuming, okay, Voidwalker and Succubus? Let's see, or no, you probably put a big demon in his hand, so we'll have to wait for that. Alright, so he's going to life tap to draw again, basically lowering his health. And we'll have to see what he does. He does have 1 mana left. Is he looking to play a card? I mean, if he has another Mortal Coil, he can get rid of my Wolf Rider right away. But we shall see. Alright, so it's back on my turn. He decided to do nothing. We do have Unleash the Hounds to play. And so I'm going to play Raid Leader, Silverback Patriarch. I think I'm actually going to go all out for this one. Let's see. Because I can do 4. I can get rid of this with, what do you call it, the 4 or the 2. Actually, what I could do, yeah, I'm going to pretty much go all out. So I'm going to do Unleash the Hounds, giving him +3 to attack that. I'm going to hit the Warlock 5, leaving him with 6 health. So that was a little bit risky, but I actually, because of Steady Shot, if he doesn't gain any health, I can survive. If I can survive 3 turns, I can just pretty much Steady Shot him to death. So I mean, I assume Hellfire is going to be coming out, and that's going to be my option. So we'll just have to see what happens. So yes, he's playing Hellfire, which will wipe out my board, and now we're pretty much top decking to the win. So we'll have to see what happens. And that also did damage to him, so now he's at 3 health, which gives me 2 turns to kill him, which should be enough. Unless he could spam something really big, really quickly to knock me out in 2 turns, I should have the win. So right now he has 4 mana, he's playing around with his cards, thinking. So he just buffed his Motion Warrior using Power Overwhelming, which destroys it. And I'm going to play Starving Buzzard just to get it out, and Steady Shot. And then next turn, if he doesn't have a heal, it's pretty much good game. So I mean, this game did go to 9, but once again, I did win by having card advantage. So I mean, I was hoping to show you guys some fast duels. Unfortunately, none of these duels were fast, but you can pretty much see where the deck is going, and you can rack up the gold. So let's see what he's going to play. So actually, he's going to play Doomguard, which has charge. He's going to discard 2 cards, which is not a good idea at all. He's probably going to... Actually, no matter what he does, I don't think he has anything. He should probably just concede, and he just suicided with Hellfire. Alright, so there it is. So I thank you guys for watching. What do you call it? Subscribe for more Hearthstone videos, and I'll see you guys next time.